early National Signing Day in college football. But coaches who are trying to solidify their class are also dealing with an influx of big-name quarterbacks in the transfer portal. Spencer Rattler is leaving Oklahoma for South Carolina. He was 15-2 as a starter for the Sooners and won the MVP in the 2020 Big 12 championship game against Iowa State. On Sunday, Bo Nix, who started the past 3 seasons for Auburn, announced in an Instagram video that he plans to leave as a graduate transfer. Nix is recovering from ankle surgery that forced him to miss the Tigers' last 2 games. Kedon Slovis will transfer from USC after starting the last 3 years for the Trojans. Slovis started the 2021 season on a lot of Heisman Trophy watch lists and will have 2 years of eligibility remaining as a graduate. LSU quarterback Max Johnson announced he was transferring after the Tigers tapped Brian Kelly as their next head coach. And by the way, number 1 tight end recruit Jake Johnson, who's Max's brother, also decommitted from LSU after the coaching change. We now welcome in Tom Luginbill, our premier recruiting expert, to explain what's going on today in college football. Tom, the headline this afternoon is Jackson State and Deion Sanders flipping the number 2 recruit in the country, Travis Hunter, away from primetime's alma mater, Florida State. How big is this?
Well, it's monumental. It's historic. Since we've been doing this with our Scouts Inc. group since 2006, no 5-star player has ever signed at the FCS level ever. And so I think there are other variables at play here other than just Deion's recruiting pitch. We have NIL. We have variables now involved in the recruiting process that can change the landscape and change it forever. And we knew this was coming. We knew that there was going to be money involved. And listen, NIL money, name, image, and likeness, has no bias. If somebody, whether it's a private individual, whether it's a corporation, a business, decides that they want to spend their funds on trying to make their program better using NIL, whether it's through recruiting or the transfer portal, then their money's just as good in Jackson, Mississippi as it is in Athens, Georgia. Now, is that sustainable long term to be able to have that type of influx of money to get another Travis Hunter next year and another Travis Hunter the year after that, maybe 2 to 3 more, and now more start trickling down to the FCS level? Probably not, but it's happened right now, and it's sent a ripple effect here today.
But I want to stay on Deion Sanders. I mean, whatever kind of institutional and kind of greater forces are at play, the fact that Deion Sanders shows up and then this happens, right? Especially he flips him from his alma mater, right? And doesn't get a head coaching job with his alma mater, but gets it with what does that mean?
Well, I think it's not just about the recruitment of Travis Hunter. I think it's what led up to Travis Hunter taking Jackson State seriously. Now let's understand, this is a 10-3 football team getting ready to play in the Celebration Bowl. They packed their home stadium. FCS record level crowds, that generally does not happen. So the momentum that's been generated through wins on the field, the social media presence of Deion Sanders as it relates to not only himself personally, but what he invests in the university and how much they have spread the brand out nationwide, it's resonated. And yes, he's the greatest corner to ever play the game at the NFL level. Would it be an awesome opportunity for Travis Hunter to get coached by him? Could it lead to a path to the National Football League? I think what we're going to start seeing now is if you're an elite player, you could be Travis Hunter and go to Florida State. You could go on to Alabama. You can go to Jackson State. And if you're as advertised, you're going to have the same opportunity. And so, to me, I think it's the buildup of what Deion Sanders was able to do promoting this program and getting wins on the field quickly that led to the interest level.
Deion Prime is doing his thing.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, the Celebration Bowl today announced they sold out the Georgia Dome. Your colleague, there you go, Tom Van Haren, tweeted this earlier. Quote, "I've been doing this for 12 years now. This is the wildest day I've seen." End quote. Tom, you said before the show that today was a disaster. What's making you and some of your colleagues feel that it was a disaster today, and how would you fix things?
Well, we've embarked down a path, Max, that there are variables involved, including the extra year of eligibility that was afforded due to the pandemic. We certainly have name, image, and likeness. We have the instant one-time transfer, so you have the transfer portal. These are all variables that did not impact the early signing period when we started 5 years ago. Now, you have this mathematical disaster is what I would call it, because normally coaches and their staffs, they know what their hard scholarship number is going to be. They know where they're going to be able to allot the scholarships, whether it's in the current class, whether it's for blue shirts or gray shirts down the road. Right now, none of these coaches have that hard number. They're trying to figure out who's going out the door in the transfer portal, who could be coming in the door in the transfer portal. You've got coaching changes, 28 of them in this cycle. And now all of a sudden you've got decommitments. Other kids sitting out there going, well, wait a minute, am I going to have a spot? And what we've done is we've put this all right up against an early signing period. So you've got coaches scrambling, and they don't have a lot of answers right now. I think one of the possible solutions, and one of the things that I was proposing, is if you go back to one single National Signing Day, go back to Wednesday in February, the first Wednesday, that might alleviate some of this. Or if we're going to keep 2 periods, move one maybe into the 3rd week of January, then move the second one back into February. But the most important thing I would do is 2 things. I would make the first 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of December, a dead period for everybody. Let the dust settle, let the coaching changes happen, let the transfer portal work itself out, allow these coaches to get it figured out. I would do that, and then I would make transfer portal windows through the year where it was permissible to enter, and at other times it would not be.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.